Hi everybody, it's Christina. I haven't done a little bit of my colour journal for a little while, so I thought I would do a quick little page. Now I've decided to use pink, and I was looking at the colour wheel and looking at the opposites, the complementaries, and I have put down some pink gesso. Now this is a coloured gesso, so it will give a little bit of tooth to the background. I didn't, however, sand down the page, and I can see that it's got that repellent thing where the paint is sort of, coming into pools and pulling away a little bit, but I thought I would use that to my advantage. And I love this pink, I really do, I love this colour. So using it to my advantage, I decided I would just blot it very, very gently with a bit of toweling paper. And I felt that the effect was a little bit like peeling paint, or some sort of sidewalk thing. Now before I could do anything else, I had to dry it off. And I'm keeping the pink toweling because I thought that was quite interesting. Now on the colour wheel, as you can see where that pink is, if you come to the opposite complementary, so red and green, but if I'm using the pink, which is toned down, then that pale green is a opposite in the same tonal spectrum. So I've got one of my sheets of gel prints, and I'm trying to pick out some bits that have the closest to that green. I didn't have a lot of that particular green in my stash of printouts, but there was enough in there to show the complementary. And I'm just tearing out a few bits and going to glue those down. As with a lot of collage or mixed media, I don't particularly think too hard about it ahead of time or pre-plan it. It's all very much in the flow of a gut reaction and whatever works. I must apologise, I was doing this at night and I had my overhead light on, so there is a shadow from things. I think you can still see what I'm doing pretty well though. So I've just sped it up a little bit here, and I'm just placing them around and having a look where these parts I've ripped work for me in the page, and beginning to glue them down. Now I'm using Barely Art Glue, thanks Donna, and this is a lovely glue. It doesn't freeze like the art glitter glue does, and so you can use it all year round. Now as I'm gluing them down, I'm just keeping an eye on, I wanted to keep the word gardens, I still wanted it there. I liked it because it was opposite a page with some eco dye paper, which I believe is from one of Susan Taylor Brown's eco dye kits. Now at this point I'm thinking, what else am I going to do? Decide to get out the black Posca. Thought, what else? What else can I put on here? Maybe a bit more of the pink. And so I'm using a bit of water with my brush to help tear the edge because it's going against the grain. As you can see, if I tear it with the grain, I think that's the right way. It's quite easy, but just wetting it helps me to pull it apart. Now what I didn't think about at the moment was that it's actually a double layer like most tissue papers, and I put it down and then realised, oh actually there's a double layer there. I glued over the top and it didn't seem to matter, it's stayed down, so it was just one of those little things that didn't end up being a problem. Now I thought I'll just go around, I'll bring in a bit more pink in my Posca pen pink, going around the edges of the garden word, the word garden. Because it's still there, we can still see the word, and this is just highlighting the fact that it's there. Just pulling it back out from the background. And keeping in the theme of the complementary colours, just doing a little bit of a doodle around the background. Bringing in a bit of the green. And I was looking at the page at this point and just wondering, what else can I do? So this is the next day. I let it dry overnight, and also to give myself a little bit of space. I do need space quite a bit to think about some things, and let it all just sink in. Think, what was I doing? What was the page about? And I thought, it's about nature, because I've got the word garden and I've got the echo print there, and I just wanted to add one or two little focal points. So I had some of these little birds, thanks Juanette, sent them over, and put those on just to give it a bit of life, really, just to bring in the animal element. And I didn't know what else I really wanted to do. I wasn't sure. I didn't really. Look, the point of it was just to play with the colours. It wasn't to make a finished bit of art. It's a colour journal, it's an exploring journal. So it's all about just what happens if I do this, what happens if I do that. So by this point I wanted to enhance the word garden even more. Got my green Posca, got a white Posca. Been having a little bit of trouble with my Poscas, I'm not sure. I think maybe they need a really jolly good shake up. As soon as I shook that one up, it was working really well. So just adding some mark making, really helping that word stand out. What I notice with Poscas onto this coloured gesso is that they still manage to seep in, because it's a paint on a paint, and I don't mind it. You know, it's one of those things, do you want it to be really bright and solid? Perhaps seal, even, you know, put a gel wash or something, a gel sealer on if you like. But I've outlined it in my Stabilo oil pencil, and I'm thinking, what else does this page need? I knew it needed something else, so I've decided to come in over that little background area, and now adding a bit more pink with this fussy cut peony. And why not add some more pink? It's one of my favourite flowers. And I'm just adding a little bit of green over onto the other page to tie the pages together a bit more. I didn't want to cover up too much of that eco dyed paper, because I felt that it really matched the theme of the page. But I didn't really want to do another page, and I didn't really want to have a new theme on the page, so I've just added that little woodland bird there, that little dove, and I particularly like that green colour with the greys of his body. And I'm writing complementary and realising I've started it way too far to the right on the page. Anyway, complementary, pink and green. So now I'm just going to have a little flip through as a reminder of what we've done in the book. I haven't done a cover yet. This was the first page, like an intro to the colour. Then there was this page which I was looking at words and wanted to play with purple and just a sense of empowerment in art. Got the roses, and I was using the crimson, yellow and the orange to make a colour palette, and a little bookmark using all of the different colours that I'd made. That's just slotted there into that paper bag. Bit of writing on the left there, a few stickers, that's after the effect. I was exploring the colour palette still, making it either toned down or brighter. Here I just have pulled out a couple of colours from a bit of sewing I've done, and this is where we're up to. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.